All right, another problem that people had trouble with from the exam dealt with this problem about finding an inverse for a given one-to-one function. Again, your numbers might look a little bit different on your test, but this is the numbers that rolled up for mine. So anyways, this function f of x is given, and we're told it's one-to-one. If we looked at the graph, we could see that as well. And the goal of the first part is to find the inverse of the function. So what you do, really inverse functions are the same relationship written in the opposite order. So really it's just the same relationship, but you swap the inputs for the outputs, or the same relationship, but you swap the x's for the y's, okay? And so that's what you do. F takes x's and sends them to y's according to this top equation here. What you do for f inverse is you just switch all the letters, okay? So x equals 8y divided by y plus 3. And then you solve for y. You solve for the output of the inverse function. So what we do is we multiply both sides by y plus 3. The goal is to isolate the y. Now this is a little bit tricky for a lot of people, but you multiply both sides by y plus 3, multiply it out, distribute out this left-hand side. And then what you do is you collect up all the y terms on one side and the non-y terms on the other. That's why I put the 8y's on the left and the 3x's on the other. Then to isolate the y, you factor here. Now this is probably the step that confuses people the most, but yeah, you factor the y out, and then you divide by x minus 8 to isolate the y. And this is now giving me the rule for my inverse function. F inverse of x would be minus 3x divided by x minus 8. Okay. The second part of that problem had to do with what's the domain of f, domain and range of f and f inverse. Well, here's the thing about it. The domain of f is equal to the range of f inverse. They swap inputs for outputs, basically. Okay? So the domain of f is everything that's not equal to 3. Excuse me, negative 3. And so yeah, when I'm writing the domain of f, I might write all the x's that are not negative 3. When I'm writing the range of y, I might write all the y's that are not negative 3, but as sets of numbers, they're equal. Okay? Same thing for the range of f. All I have to do is really look at the domain of f inverse to tell me that, and that's everything that's not equal to 8.